Hey everyone, are you guys there? Sorry I started choking, so hold on. Or rather coughing. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, this cough is just ridiculous. Like, hey, life expectancy. I'm feeling good, just getting rid of this respiratory infection. So I'm still over here like coughing up mucus. It's so disgusting. Hey, Khadija. Like, I'm telling you guys, this is the most disgusting thing ever. It really is. It's just like, I can't. It's so disgusting. Mm. But sorry for being late. I was doing something and then I looked on. I think I was making me something to eat. And then I looked on Patreon and people were voting for it looked like the 10 o'clock slot, but then I got on there and all of a sudden, and Khadija, I'm going to throw you the link just in case you want to come up here and weigh on this because you might want to. Um, I'll send it to you too, constructive. But um, I was debating whether I should do like I was gonna do like a public video slamming this chick, but then I didn't want her to get too much attention, and so I was like, no, I'll just do it on Patreon. But let me send you guys the link in case you want to come up. Um, hold on. In case you want to come up and weigh in. Because, yeah, this chick is just out of her mind. Like, I'm telling y'all, these white women, like, when you see, like, the mentality, you're gonna see how right I am with it. It's just like they have, like, this is, like a pre-made psychology. Yeah, Khadija, I do. I really need to get back over there because this is just ridiculous. And y'all know Bill Gates, he lives over in Seattle or in Washington, I guess. Really, it's just on the outskirts of Seattle, but Bill Gates is funding their attempt to black out the sun. So I think that Washington and Seattle, this part of it, have to be the testing grounds for them to spray as many to see how much chemtrails they need to spray to effectively block out the sun. And let me tell y'all, it's like breathing in toxic poison. Because over the weekend, if y'all would have saw the weather, it was literally cold, rainy, windy. It was just ridiculous. Mm. Okay, constructive. Yeah, I get it. Definitely, you need to be careful out there if you got a tornado coming that way. Tornadoes don't care how big those trucks are. So, um, yeah, but one day it was literally 80 degrees out here, and then the very next day, after they got done chemtrailing the skies, it was literally freezing cold, windy and rainy out there. You would have thought it was just like you would have thought it was like November, and it was just disgusting. It's like I went outside and went to Costco to get a few things, and then by that same night I could just feel like the sinus infection coming on, like My glands in my neck were swelling up. It was just ridiculous. And then by the next morning, I'm telling y'all, it was in full effect. It was literally in full effect. I could barely pull myself out of bed. It was so bad. It was so bad. It was just really, really bad. I think because I have asthma, mine almost always turn into respiratory infections. Being here breathing this toxic air, because when I was gone, I don't I wasn't getting any sinus infections at all. Mm. Yeah, with expectancy, it is good that I'm getting rid of it, but it sure is. It's a lot lighter today because I don't have any of my herbs here, but I have both those herbs at home, but I don't have them with expectancy. I don't have them, so I've been having to make do with honey and lemon tea, which really helps. The honey and lemon tea was helping to break it up and helping me to cough more and get it out. So um, I'm going to continue to do that, but. Yeah, so because I'm not going to be on here that long, because of course, I'm still having to cough out this disgusting mucus and I'm still tired. Um, but I wanted to come on here to show y'all this because I was going or read it to you guys. I'm not going to show it because I don't think you can pull up your inbox, your DMs on the web with Instagram. But so there was this chick, let me tell y'all, when I was 19. There was a chick. This chick was a white chick. When I was 19, I think I met her when I was 18 or something. It was either 18 or 19. And this chick used to be like an associate. We'd go hang out sometime. Every time we went and hung out because she only liked black men. Now, let me tell you, she would literally only date black men. But every time we would go somewhere, she was one of those chicks where there would be there could be like some kind of house party that we would go to and we would hang out there, and anytime we did on site, if there was a black man there, she would disappear and be like somewhere sucking a black man's dick. Like, this is literally how she was. If there was black dick around, she was sucking it basically. And she had dated a number of different black dudes. There was one black dude that she had dated, and it was just real janky. She ended up stripping and stuff like that. Um, Further along, I think when she got into maybe her 20s, she had like a kid, a half black kid, so she got a mixed kid out here. And so I haven't spoken to her in a long time. Like, I don't even know when I spoke to this chick, right? But I haven't spoken to her in a very, very, very long time. Like, before I think I haven't talked to her since before YouTube was even created. That's how long it's been. But a couple of years ago, I think like over a year or something, she had posted something on one of my videos. And she posted something on one of my videos calling me racist. Now, mind you, we hadn't talked in a long time, so I'm wondering, how does she even know that I do videos or whatever? I'm sitting here thinking, how does she know what I do videos? But apparently she follows me on Instagram, and she's been following me on Instagram even before I made mine private, because right now mine is private. So she can't just like people can't just get on my Instagram. It has to be approved. But I'm thinking she was on there before it was private, along with a lot of other dusty beta males, because I keep seeing somebody dusty. There's always somebody dusty hiding in the womb, and it's like I keep. Every time I post one of these pictures about black men and white women, I see how many dusty beta males are on there that I would not approve. But anyway, so I'm gonna have to do a cleanup of my follower list. But anyway, so I haven't spoke to her. A while back, I think she got on. Um, I think I'd had some brief conversation with her on Instagram because she had commented on one of my videos, and then sent some messages on Instagram. I forgot saying what. I'm gonna see if they're attached to these messages that she just sent me on Sunday, I believe it was. I believe she messaged me randomly on Sunday. I haven't spoken to her because this last time I talked to her, it was like some years back. I think almost two. But so I'm out with my friend on Sunday. I'm still sick, but we're trying to get something to eat because we had had like a really long day. And so we're trying to get something to eat. And I check my DMs, and for some reason, I have a DM from her. And I'm like, well, why is she sitting here messaging me? I haven't spoken to her. We're not friends like that. She's literally somebody that you will put in the somebody that I used to know category. That's everything that she would be. Because it's like, okay, back when I was 19, whatever, um, we hung out sometimes. I stopped hanging out with her because I was like, this chick is too loose out here. You know, every time we go out to a party, she's literally um, finding the first black dick she can find to suck. That's what she would do. So I stopped hanging out with her because I was like, that's not going to be my reputation, although that's hers. She gets into my DMs, and let me read y'all what she put on here. This is why I'm telling y'all about white psychology and these white women who sit up here and deal with black men. And the chick seems insane, mind you. She sounds literally insane. Well, I mean, I want to see. I wonder first if um. Oh, okay. So she starts it out. No, this is the thing that she just randomly put on here. But so she starts it out and she says, "Hey, girl." She says, "Even though you're basically racist, I still think of you as one of my closest friends. Keep in mind, she's saying that she thinks of me as one of her closest friends. I have not spoken to her in years. So keep this in mind. I have not spoken to her literally in years. And I'll say, at least since before I had moved from Vancouver and Washington, which was in 2011. It was before then. So this has been years that I haven't even talked to her or seen her or been around her. I have no idea what's going on in her life. But she sit here and messaged me and she says, even though you're basically racist, I still think of you as one of my closest friends. I try to get annoyed with you and I just can't. I respect your freedom of speech. And then she says it must be a Leo thing. Now, keep in mind, I'm sitting here thinking about, okay, if I'm one of her closest friends, she must not have friends at all because I literally don't talk to her. And in here, I'm starting to think that she's insane. I don't know exactly, Khadijah. It does warrant a cuss out. And so I just message back to her and I go, because at this point, I'm like, let me entertain her white psychology. And I said, how am I racist though? Because you know, white people always have, and this is white psychology where they can always tell you that you're racist or say reverse racism. Um, and mind you, she's not going to tell you, if you're thinking she's going to vocalize what her problem is, she's not. She's not going to point out what the racism is. But anyway, they'll always sit here and try to point out some racism, but they can never actually tell you what you're doing that's racist. So I just said, I don't, the only thing I responded back and said, well, how am I racist? How am I racist though? And then she said, of course, that's all you saw in what I wrote you. Can't even say hi back or hey, how you doing? And then she said, honestly, I think your racism started with AJ. Now, this is a dude that I dated back when I was 17, 18. I met him when I was 17, 18. This is the first dude I've ever been with, right? Now, keep in mind, if she really wanted to keep it real, when I was a kid, before I even met any dude, when I was a kid, I would look at white people and think they were weird. Because I'm telling you guys, California was different than it is now. Like when I was young and lived in California, it was very, very different. So when we were in California, I didn't see a lot of white people. We were not around white people. When we moved out of California and went to Washington, and I start seeing a bunch of white people, and I was like very, very young. I thought it was weird. I was like, who are these weird people who just don't look like me? I was like, they're just really, really weird. And then when I saw my older brother like with white women, I just didn't understand it because I was like, they're pale skin. They don't look like us. They're nothing like us. So I thought it was weird. But if she really wanted to know what she calls racism, I had that when I was younger, predating any dude. But she's trying to say this dude that I was tied to, she feels like that's where my quote unquote racism. And she's not going to say where. She's not going to apply how he would have sparked any racism. She's not going to do that. She's literally just going to say this is where she thinks it started from. I don't know her I don't know her address, DJ, because I'm a doctor, so I don't know her address. I don't even know if she still lives in the state of Washington. She had moved a number of different times. Like there was one time when she was living in Florida, so I don't even know where she would be at. But she said that really did a number on your psyche. And then so I said, nobody is thinking about AJ but you, and you still haven't explained the racism. Okay. So she says, I'm just saying, I'm going to assume that's where you went sour. And then she says, you can't offend me, but I'm sure you know that by now. You are embarrassing yourself online. If that's the presence and what you want to be known for, that's sad. You're so smart. And this is how you are going to make your name. So you're telling me, and this is the really random part that I don't understand what she means by this. And she says, so you're telling me you would take a picture with me and call me your zodiac sister. Now mind you, I, I don't know what she's talking about at this point. Where she's talking about I would take a picture. I think she's meaning to say, so you're telling me that you wouldn't take a picture with me and call me your zodiac sister. And it's like I wouldn't take a picture with you because you're white. So um that's just the reality of what it is. But she's all over the place. You're going to see how she's literally all over the place with what she's saying. And so I just responded back and I said, were you a racist when you told, I said, were you racist when you told one of your exes to go back to Africa? Because that's what I asked her. I said, were you racist when you told one of your exes to go back to Africa? Because when we were younger, we were hanging out one time, and she told me that she was dating this black dude. Mind you, she's sitting here bragging about how much she liked to suck his dick. Literally, this is what she was doing during the time we were younger, maybe like 19, I think. And she was sitting there telling me one time about how much she likes to suck this dude's dick. Somehow it segued into I think her saying that he slapped her or something, and she was like, "Oh, well, I deserved it," and she was like, "Because I told him to go back to Africa." So that's what I'm referring to. But that's why I asked her. I said, "Were you racist when you told um, one of your exes to go back to Africa?" And then she said, if I said that, I was probably just being funny and a dick. I'm pretty funny. Now, keep in mind, she did say that, and she wasn't being funny at the time. She was very serious at the time. Because I remember telling her that not only was he justified in slapping her, he should have knocked her teeth down her throat. That's what I told her at the time. I was like, oh, well, he should have just knocked your teeth down your throat. Is what he should have did. But I was like, he was obviously justified in hitting you because you're being racist. So that's what remember telling her at the time. But then I just responded and I said, listen, if you're not going to point out the racism, you're wasting my time and basically trolling. I said, if you weren't offended, you wouldn't be in my DMs calling me racist and telling me about a dusty beta male that only you are thinking about. And I said, clearly he had more of an effect on you than me, as you're the only one who remembers him enough to mention him. And then she says, how am I trolling? And she's like, no, I'm on the outside looking in at your situation. Why are you so angry? This is what she says. Now my next comment is in response to her asking, "How am I trolling?" Not saying that I'm. Why am I angry? Because when it comes right after, so it's going to seem like I'm responding to her saying I'm angry, but I'm not. I'm responding to her asking me how is she trolling. And so I said, because you're calling me racist and talking about a dusty beta male that nobody cares about. And I'm like, if I called you racist, I would be able to explain how, even if I was joking. And I said, you came at me with this spiel over a year ago, because this is not the first time that she's said something like that. She put it in my comments on my video. She came at me in my comments, and I just deleted her and blocked her. I didn't even respond to her when she put it in my comment section on a video. I just deleted her comment and blocked her. Right, Yvonne McKenzie, she did. You know that's white logic. You know that's always going to be white logic. They're going to anytime you counter something, you're angry. So this is why I say it's white psychology, and I don't care how many black dicks she has. It's not going to change her white psychology. She's still going to be white, and that's a lot of things that these dudes don't get. That's why, keep in mind, this is a chick who has literally been with more black men than anything. She has her blood type is probably dick at this black dick at this point. She has literally he said it's the year for bother bitches. It really is. But this chick has been tied to so many different black men. Keep in mind, she has a half black son. She has a son with a black man. And so she's on here complaining about what I talk about, despite the fact that she's been with numerous black men and she has a black son. And I think I remember telling her last time, I was like, you should be thankful for my message because you have a black son. And I'm like, so how are you on here defending racism? You have a black son. But she goes, your whole online personality is racist. That's not you. And then I said, nobody is angry. I'm sitting here eating my food. And she says, I'm going to school for neuroscience and personality. Mind you, again, her stuff is all over the place. I don't care about anything that she's telling me. This is her personal business. So I respond and I'm like, so I'm racist because you are choosing to watch videos telling the truth about white people that you don't want to hear because you're white. And she says, and so she responds because I really literally think this chick is on drugs. And at a point in time, she was on drugs. I don't know if she's still on drugs, but she was on drugs before because, again, she was stripping and prostituting in some club in Portland. And if anybody knows anything about Portland, it has more strip clubs than any other place. So it's like strip club city. But she was there stripping at this strip club that mostly black men go to. And she ended up prostituting there. So I'm sure she was on drugs too. They ended up shutting the strip club down. They may still have it. It may still be. They may have reinvented or whatever. But that's what she was doing. Yeah, but I told her I'm not angry. I'm sitting here eating my food. But she responds after I say, how am I racist because you're choosing to watch videos telling the truth about white people and you're white, so it hurts your white feelings. So I'm racist just because you choose to get your feelings. And she's like, and so I'm studying a lot of different views of people. And then she says, being white has literally nothing to do with my personality. She's like, scientifically nothing. Hey, Chanel Virgo. So I said being white does have something to do with your personality, since your personality is your psychology, and white people have a different psychology than black people. And then she says, LOL, no, it doesn't. And I'm like, you're in my DMs calling me racist because you're white. And she's like, right, LOL. And I said, black people are not messaging me, calling me racist for telling the truth about white people. And so this is what white people like to do, clearly. They think that they're important to you. They think that somehow their opinion matters. That's why I make it a point at some point in a conversation. I make it a habit of mine to let them know that they're not important. I don't care about your feelings or what offends you. And I really don't care what offends her. If she doesn't like a video, she shouldn't be watching them anyway. But if she doesn't like it, I don't care. That's on her. It's like, don't make your personal business mine. I'm not your counselor. This isn't time for you to vent and just tell me how you feel. I don't even care. He said you weren't even entertained that jar of mayonnaise. I entertained her because I was thinking about doing a video on it, to be honest. Like, when I saw her send a message that says, even though you're basically racist, I entertained her because I was going to do a whole live stream on this. called Psychology of White Women Who Suck Black Dick. This is what I was going to. Or I was going to title it like, Sucking Black Dick Doesn't Make You Not Racist. I was going to do something like that. But I was going to do a whole live stream on her. But then I was like, okay, well, then she might be getting more attention and relevancy than I would want to give her, because she clearly wants a whole bunch of attention. And so when I thought about it, I was like, no, I'll just keep it. I'll keep it on Patreon. Chanel, I'm feeling a little bit better, but so then she goes, I said I didn't care if you were racist. You're still my sister, zodiac wise, is the way I see people. And I said, whatever you're saying it because you're white, though. And because she is. Whatever her stupidity that she's spewing it because she's white. And then she says, sure, why not? And I said, my videos offend you because you're white, specifically the ones about interracial dating, which, by the way, you're actually proving my point on that. Now, this is where she's going to, in her wording, she's really going to show that this is her problem. Her problem is me putting out this stuff on interracial dating. And this is, she's basically she's going to admit it, but not admit it. But you'll get that her problem is me pointing out interracial dating, because I said, my videos offend you because you have a problem with me talking about interracial dating. Back in the past, when she commented on one of my videos, hey Cass, back in the past when she commented on one of my videos, it was a video about interracial dating. I don't know which one it was, but she commented on it. So she gets very triggered by it. And she says, I've never watched your videos. I've seen a few posts with overweight white women and black dudes, which is funny to me. And then she says, I'm a pretty, very nicely shaped, intelligent white female, but you ignore all that. It's dumb to care about who is dating who. So many other things to worry about in the world, and that's what you choose to spend your energy on. And then she says, you're so much smarter than that. Kaz and JV, I'll send you the link too, in case you want to come comment on this white woman and her psychology. But this is what her real issue is, by the way. Her real issue is me talking about interracial dating. Okay, so I sent you guys, Kaz and JV, the link. But then she puts in capital letters, she's put, you're so much smarter than that. She's like, it's like a waste of intelligence on your part. And then she says, my man is white and Native American, by the way. And she says, my husband was Filipino. Now, keep in mind, she's too stupid to realize that her husband was black, because Filipino isn't a race. And most of the Filipinos are black. So her husband was black. But she's trying to say my husband was Filipino. He was black. And then she's like, Jalen's dad was black and Korean. Now, Jalen is her son. That's her son. And if you see her son and her son's dad, you're going to see that her son's dad is black, and her son doesn't even look like he's mixed, actually. So, and then she goes, and a ton of black dudes before that you personally know treated me like trash. And then she says, I just wish you would use your intelligence for something else. So I said, you have watched a video, though, because you commented on one. And I said, also, Korean and Filipino are not racist. They are ethnicities. And I said, your man is white and probably $5 Indian white, which is the new Native American. And I said, you also proved my point there that white women are interested in black dick and creating half black children. But when it comes down to racism that black men suffer, you care more about defending racism than fighting against it. Now, you know what's really interesting? Is because you will have, right, Khadija, nobody asked her for her dick sucking resume. Like, we really just didn't. I think she does want me to acknowledge her. I think when I make these videos, she wants me, which she's not really pretty. That's the thing. She's not fat, but she's not really pretty because she looks rander and rundown. And you guys know how white women age, so she looks rundown. She's younger than me, but she looks like she's older, and she has had drug issues. and some severe health issues where her son, she was lucky to be able to have her son because of some fertility issues. So she actually looked, and it was fertility issues from diseases, by the way. But it's like, I'm not gonna make some videos and include put an exception in there for somebody that I don't even talk to. I think because she's saying, "Oh, you're ignoring the fact that I'm not fat and white." It's like I don't care. You're still the typical gutter scrape from the bottom white chick that black men go after. It's like she could, Khadijah. Khadijah said, "Let's be serious here. She probably looks like Shrek." She could at this point. I haven't talked to her, seen her in like years, so she could. Um, but she says whatever you would like to think. Maybe a few years ago, nothing recent. And then she goes, I saw a picture and thought, damn, still, I feel sorry for you. All that hate. I created my son because I wanted a child. I wasn't thinking race. I had a good military man. See, so she's triggered by me pointing out the reality that black men only get a certain type of white woman, and they're very low class. They're very bottom of the barrel. So she's triggered by that because she shouldn't care if I post a picture or make a video about black men and fat, frumpy white women. She shouldn't care about that. But she's triggered because even if I don't put fat in it, she still fits the type. She still fits the type of white woman that black men slum with. And she knows that. She knows that she still fits that narrative or she fits that description, so she's mad. And that's why she's saying she saw a picture and she somehow thought that I was going to stop pointing out the scrape from the bottom, bust down Becky's. Because even if she's not fat, she's still a bust down Becky. That's just what she is. And so I responded to her and I said, I'm not concerned about how you feel about my perspective about interracial relationships. Your feelings are your personal business, and I'm not sure why you want to share them with me. I said, you have yet to name one lie I told or one time I said I had an issue with white people being white. If you're going to call somebody racist, you should be able to explain your perspective. If you can't, you're just being a troll, essentially. And I said, it's also ironic that you're calling me racist when you told your black boyfriend at the time to go back to Africa, knowing number one, he's most likely never been to Africa, and two, it's a racist term. And I said, you didn't want him back in Africa when you were riding this black dick, did you? And it's like, because it's like you can't, don't be on here telling me your personal business. It's like, I don't care about your personal business. I don't care about your feelings. I don't care if you think that I shouldn't be talking about interracial dating. You see how these people are triggered, though? And then not only that is you see how they won't marry really black men and see them as good mates and good partners. They prefer to be with their white men for that because now she's with a white man. I don't care if she say he's white and Native American. No, he's white. That's what he is. He's white because you went over to the black side. You saw that they weren't going to treat you any differently, and then you decided to go get with a white man because you got nothing from these black men but some dick and drama. That's all you got from them. And she probably felt like she was better, to be honest. She probably felt like she was better and that she wouldn't get treated like that. But what I will say is when I was around her, she never, I will say she never really compared herself to a black woman or try to emulate black women. I will, from what I've seen. Now she could have been doing it whenever she was not around me or whatever. She could have been. I don't know whether she done that or not, but I do know that I haven't seen her do that. But she still probably thought that she was just like this exceptional white girl and she was going to somehow meet these black men and they were going to treat her really good. And then she's acknowledging she got treated badly by all of them. So now she went to this white man. But then she says, I'm no troll, I'm just being real. And I said, you listed an entire history of being with black men exclusively. How could you have not been thinking about race? It seems like all you've been thinking about is race. Well, with expectancy, black men are who they are. And it's not going to matter what race of women they're with, they're going to be who they are. That's just what's going to happen. And so these white women, they delude themselves into thinking that somehow they're better than the black woman, and so they're gonna get treated like royalty by a black man. And it's like, no, he's just simply taking his degeneracy that the black woman most likely won't tolerate, and he's taking it to you because you will. That's the only thing. Yeah, I think with expectancy, I think they just think that they're going to get treated better because of how, because of these dudes, they'll say, oh, the black man is, the black woman is this, the black woman is that. A lot of them sit up in these relationships with their white women and they talk down about black women. So you have these dudes who will sit here and think that these women, excuse me, you have these white women who legit feel like these black men are going to come in here and they're going to treat them way better than black women, and they find out, a lot of them, that they're actually getting treated worse. But that's what she's acknowledging. But so then she hold on, I'm trying to, my phone keeps timing out. So then this is her response, and this is why I'm telling you I think that she's on drugs, because she says, I'm pretty sure I think about the stars all the time. I look at souls, and then she says, I'm a gypsy witch. Now, I don't know anything about her. So when she's sitting here saying, I don't know anything about her except the past, but she's talking as if I'm her friend in 2019. And it's like, I'm not your friend. I don't know you. It's like, I used to know her, but she's acting like I'm updated on her life or that she's updated on mine. That's why I'm thinking that there's something wrong with her. And I'm like, whatever. So I said, if you can look at souls, then you should be in support of my message, unless you agree that white people don't have souls and therefore there's nothing to look at. Because to me, she should be in support of my message because white people don't have souls. If she can see souls, then you would see that white people don't have them. By and large, they're running around being savage, demonic entities. So if she can see souls, she certainly wouldn't see one in them. But she goes, everyone has souls. Facts do say white men are more perverse killers. Then she sends me this dumb personality test. Okay? It's probably the Myers-Briggs test that I've already seen. But she sends me a link to this dumb personality test. And she asks me, she says, can you please take this for my research? You have such a strong personality. I love it. Mind you, she just complained about my personality calling out white people. So she's delusional. And I said, so you're being real, but your realness includes saying stuff that you can't back up. And I'm like, you do know your son will be treated like a black man in society, right? Because you got this woman who is over here and has been justifying racism, who has been complaining because I'm calling out racism. Granted, her biggest issue is that I'm talking about interracial dating and the fact that when black men are with white women, they're just slumming. Let's just be real. They're not getting top of the line white women. They're getting bust down Becky's. She's mad because she does fall in the category of a bust down Becky. She's not overweight from what I've known, but she is bust down. She's still bust down. And so it doesn't matter. She's not a top of the line one. I say we start a petition to make bothered ass bitch a zodiac sign or some shit. Well, she's just stupid. She's triggered because she's a bust down Becky. I don't care about her being triggered. She can be as triggered as she wants to. It just tells me that I'm right. But she goes, him and I had this conversation, and I asked him if he identified as a black male, and he said he was a mixed male. And then she says, I'm not dumb. I do understand. And look at what she says. Then she says, I am your friend for a reason. You're not my friend. It's like, do y'all know the fatal attract that this makes me think she is? It's like, you're not my friend. Like, she's literally through here calling herself my friend. And then she says, honestly, I feel privileged to have you want to be my friend. It's like, chick, I'm not your friend. It's like I'm literally not your friend. But she's saying that she feels privileged to have me want to be her friend. Then she says, I would love for you to teach my son about his black side. I can never teach him like you could. Right, Khadijah. I'm telling you, this is like stalker level. Like, this is literally what she says. And I'm like, chick, nobody. It's like, I'm not your friend, and I certainly wouldn't be teaching your son anything. That's like, what's making her even think that I would want to be her? Like, I literally don't. I wish I could show you guys this so I can show you how there's like empty messaging, and then she sends me that message with the first one that I started out. So her sitting here saying that I'm her closest friend and she's privileged that I would want to be her friend. It's like, you're crazy and delusional. And so obviously I'm not going to teach her son anything, but I said it doesn't matter what he identifies as. It matters because she said he identifies as a mixed male. Now, this is where you got these black men running around saying they're creating these black children. They're like, oh, well, when we were white women, we bring in our whiteness and we creating black children. No, you're not, because this chick has her mixed son who's going to be seen in society as black, and she's saying no, he identifies as a mixed son, as a mixed male, so he doesn't have a black identity, and he's not going to. Furthermore, he has a white mother, so he's going to go procreate with white people. That's just what he's going to be. But Marsha said white people are disgusting and annoying. They are, but this is their psychology. This is their psychology, and you see how it doesn't change. It does not change just because they get with black people. Sonya, see, she possibly could be. I don't know. She possibly could have been with black women. I don't know. I really don't. Because a lot of them do. A lot of them do actually be wanting to be with black women. But I said it doesn't matter what he identifies as, it matters what white society sees him as, and they will see him as a black man and treat him accordingly. And I said, you're too busy defending racism to prepare him for the reality that he will face. Him being seen as mixed isn't a reality, and he shouldn't think that identifying as mixed will help him. It won't. And then I said, why would you want a racist teaching your son anything? Because keep in mind, she got on here to tell me that I'm racist. But now you want me, who's racist, to teach your son? It's like you want me, a racist, to teach your son about his black side? Like, I'm telling y'all, she has to. I really think she must be. She has to be on drugs. There's no possible way, like, she's not on drugs. It doesn't make sense because her stuff is all over the place. It makes absolutely no sense. And then I further said, your son needs to realize that when he gets older and has an interaction with the police, he will find out real fast that mixed identity doesn't exist. To society, you are either black or white. And then I didn't respond to her last message on there because I just stopped talking to her because she's stupid and delusional. And she thinks that I'm her friend and I'm not. She keeps talking. She wants me to apparently raise her son and teach him to be a black man, and I'm not. It's like, I'm not your mammy. Khadijah, she's literally delusional and all over the place. And Sonya does. A black mother makes a lot of difference when it comes to mixed kids. Because this chick is over there worried about some post about black men and fat white women. She's too triggered by the bust down Becky's that she claims she's different from. That's what she's paying attention to. It just literally eats her up. It eats her up that I show the reality of who black men date. Which, if y'all see these pictures that people were sending me, like, because I've gotten a lot of emails from people actually sending me pictures of these black men and white women. It's tragic. It is tragic. It's so nasty, and there's just like people are going in with the pictures that they're sending. It's like picture after picture after picture, and y'all think the two that I put on Instagram is something? Please, Khadija, I don't even know where her son is. He's probably somewhere being molested by that white man that she's with. Because y'all know they will have kids and then get a white man, and that white man will be molesting their kids. Because those white men are degenerates, so they have no problem. Yvonne said it eased her up because the reality of the white woman fetish doesn't match the fantasy. No, it doesn't. And at the end of the day, she can go by how these dudes treated her to see that she wasn't really what like she can go by how they treated her to really validate what I say. Because one the whole thing is that when these men get with white women, they're simply getting with white women so that because the white woman is they believe the white woman's going to put up with things that black women aren't. So if they want to run amok, if they want to act dumb, if they want to do all these things, they're going to do it with a white woman because they're more likely to get away with it and still get niceties. But when you have a so-called black man and he's raised by a white woman, super 24/7 I'm feeling better, but I'm still over here with sorry, I'm still very tired and coughing up mucus still. Which in a little while I'm gonna go make me some more tea with honey and lemon in it, so it'll help break it out up so I can cough it out more. Back when I worked at a gas station, there was a black man and a white woman, and he would flirt with me in front of her. I was like, "Well, if you don't get out of here." Well, the thing of it, they get to do stuff like that and not get checked. They do get to do stuff like that. Like, hold on, let me blow my nose, cause these dudes don't be respecting them. They surely don't. Why is my thing acting ridiculous? Like, seriously? I can't with this. Hold on. Sorry, my Google Hangouts is tripping. It's not exactly allowing me to do what I want to do. Tell 12 keys to freedom. I will have to go out and get some cayenne pepper. Sidebar, have y'all been watching 90 Day Fiance to see? Do y'all see how just utterly emasculated Jay is? I don't know. Like it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing to watch his segment of the show. Like I'm gonna have to do like a whole different. I think I'm just gonna have to do a video on their segment in general and just play some key audio clips of how she talks to him. Oh, could you just say back when? Oh, he lived with her, right? So he was probably doing whatever he wanted to. But I don't know if y'all saw 90 Day Fiance, but I can't. Like the part with him on it is cringe worthy. Yeah, Khadija, definitely do, and then let me know what you think because it's so cringe worthy. Like I can't do it because it's like I don't know if there's any other way that she could emasculate him. Like this literally makes black men look so weak. This chick literally sit there and said she's going to New York on a girls trip, right? And the Jay asked her, "Oh yeah, Khadija, I have one actually coming up that I have for Patreon. I have a video like that coming up already. I've been collecting comments off of them, but yeah, I have one. It's gonna be coming up soon." But so Jay asked her, and he was like, "Oh, so." He's like, if I went on a trip, a all boys trip with his friends to Miami, he's like, would that be okay? She sat there and told him that would never happen because, and then she's like, that would never happen, and he's like, oh well, why is it that you can go out but I can't? She sat there and told him because she knows how to act and he doesn't, and he just didn't say. It's like this is. I get that this dude is 20. I don't know nobody who's 20 and would still allow that to happen. Yeah, it's happily ever after. Like this chick literally talks to him and treats him like a slave. There's no testosterone. He has no backbone. He doesn't like it's just disgusting. That ain't sassy. That like she put him out the car on the side of the road and made him walk back to the house. I can't. She don't want him anymore. I took a trip to ATL by myself before I broke up with my ex. He needs to carry his ex back to Jamaica. Mm. Yeah, he's so emasculated. Like I don't even think he shouldn't. What? I don't even know what you would call somebody like that. To be honest, like what do you call somebody that emasculated and weak and just completely weak? Like he's so weak. It doesn't. It. I don't. I genuinely don't get it. I grind my teeth watching it because of how weak he is. Like this is literally weakness on a whole other level, where you just got this woman saying anything to you, treating you anyway. I don't get it. Honestly, I just don't get it. And it's like, is this what they're trying to? Hey Cass, for some reason I'm not getting your text notifications anymore. You did. You missed the white people fuckery. You did. You definitely did. And it was a lot of it too. It was a lot of it. I bet she do, Khadija, because I don't know. I'm trying to figure out where. I'm just like, where do they get this dude from? Like, I just don't. It's nasty. Like, watch when you play catch up. Oh, okay. You said you're not texting. You're just getting some things to travel next week. Oh, okay. Because I know I missed the last couple live streams, but I was sick anyway, so I don't know that I would have been able to tune in because I was like so sick. I'm telling y'all, like they're just chemtrailing it up here. I promise you, this is like the practice run here for when they try to block out the sun. It has to be because they do it so much here. Oh, you pre-recorded them. Oh, okay. So I can just go and watch them. But that show irks me, and so does Chantel, because she needs to be That dude needs to divorce Chantel. I don't like her segment either because she's been irked me. She's stupid. This chick keeps everybody is included in her marital business, and I'm like, you're married. How do you have so many different people in your marital business? It's like there's nobody. She'll down her husband to everybody. She'll tell, and it's just like, is there anything in your marriage that's sacred? Like this chick doesn't keep anything to herself. She's already told 5 different groups of people her business, her marital business already. And then she acts like she's stupid and slow with low comprehension. It's like this dude told you he wants to get away from you. Khadijah, her family, her friends, her girlfriends, and some random black dude in the Dominican Republic. She sit there and told all of them her business. She sat up in the attorney's office and literally fronted her husband. Started an argument with him in the attorney's office. Like it doesn't make sense. But her family is deeply in her business, and then she keeps wondering why there's issues, but she refuses to keep people out of her business. She does. Like I can't. Like I just. It's frustrating me. It really is. It's frustrating me. She does way too much. Some random black dude in the Dominican Republic. She's on the phone, FaceTiming him, telling him all of her business, talking about her husband to him. And it's just, I'm just like, you don't want a marriage. Clearly. Like she doesn't want to be married, obviously. Because if she wanted to be married, she would keep people out of her business. Not she not including more people in there who's going to give her bad advice, but everybody is in her business. I could be in her business. I'm sure if I found her on Instagram or Facebook, she would tell me all her business. Khadijah, you should go find her on Instagram. I guarantee you. Find her on Instagram and message her, and I promise you she'll tell you all her business. She's going to tell you all her business. Because the chick don't keep people. Like, she doesn't keep people out of her business, and it irks me. And it's like, how do you sit here and let your family just her family be dragging him and she doesn't say anything about it? She says nothing about it. They just get to drag him into perpetuity and she doesn't defend him. Like at all. No, you should. Khadijah, I promise you, she will tell you her business. If you go on there, I promise you she's telling you her business. Everybody has a right to her business. Cause she ain't keeping nobody out. Every single episode, she's sitting down yet another group of people to talk about her business and specifically her husband. And so she can act brand new and act like she doesn't know why he went to the Dominican Republic. It's like we literally just saw him sit there and say that he's tired of you. We just saw that. Yeah, Khadijah, I mean, he does overall seem like a decent dude, and she's just stupid. Like, she's so annoying. She has no ability to self reflect and see what she's doing wrong. She just and then she turns around and tells her dumb brother that none of the fight was his fault. It's like, hey, well, with any black person, if you slap a light fixture in their face, they're going to fight you. And rightfully so. So it's like, how is it not your brother's fault? It's like, It's more your brother's fault than anybody. You can't slap light fixtures into people's face and think that they're not going to fight you. Like this dude sat up there and slapped the light fixture in his face, and she goes, "Oh well, it's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong." He didn't do anything wrong by slapping a whole light fixture in his face. I can't. And then you got this dumb white chick with the dude from Ireland. Her dad gave her a whole entire house to stay in rent free. Dude doesn't have a job, but yet she let him convince her to move out of her dad's house into an apartment that she has to pay rent by herself. And then when she complained about it, he told her not to terrorize her with her don't terrorize him with her pregnancy. He literally said, "Don't terrorize me with your pregnancy." This is supposed to be her husband. Talking about he's the man of the house. He has no money. She paid for his truck driving school. Now he wants to not do truck driving. But this stupid idiot moved out of a house that her dad paid for to accommodate his stupid ego, which he shouldn't even have because he has no money and he's not doing anything. Yeah, Khadijah, but stupid Chantel sat up there talking about, oh, it's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. No, I think he did. I think he did most of what was wrong, and he should have got dry. Somebody should have threw some hands. If somebody slap a light fixture in my face, I'm throwing hands too, because you must want to fight. If you're slapping things, then what if the light fixture would have hit him in the face? Then what? It's just lunacy, like it really is. It's just a bunch of like she's insane. She is like I want him to divorce her. I really do. I really want her to divorce him. Or him to divorce her because she's so stupid. And then that white chick Nicole, she refuses to lose any weight. She convinces herself that somebody actually desires her. It's like every single season you're bigger. It's like why are you bigger? Yeah, but Khadijah, it was clearly his fault. Because you don't get to slap light fixtures in people's face. Why does she think she get to do that? How is that not a I want to fight gesture? She knows damn well her stupid brother and her nosy family are the big problem, but she just does. She's the problem, actually. She is the problem. She's a huge problem, and she doesn't take responsibility. I'm like so over her, and I know this is a rant at this point, but I am so over this chick. Like I really am. I'm entirely over her. She's really, really stupid. But she didn't doesn't see that she's really stupid. Yeah, Nicole and Adam still got a segment on the show, and Nicole is still fat. Her house is always nasty when they're filming, so you know she's not washing the bottom of her legs. You know she's not. She's not showering every day, and she's not washing the bottom of her legs. And you know that she's not because her house is filthy every single time. There is not a time that they were filming and her house was clean. Never. I've never seen her house clean. And she's sitting up here thinking somebody like her. It's like, so you think he can't watch the playback of the show and see how dirty your house is? How you just refuse to lose weight? He's already asked her, pretty please. He's literally basically begged her to just lose a little bit of weight. That's all he said. Just lose a little bit of weight. And she goes and puts on more weight. Yeah, Yvonne, if you watch the show, you're gonna see her house is filthy all the time. Every single time they're filming her segment, the house is dirty. She's not, she's not washing the bottom of her legs. And she's big and would have to bend down. She's definitely not washing her legs. I need to go make me some tea, y'all, so I can get the rest of this mucus out. Because I'm trying to hold off coughing because it's going to make my chest burn. Oh my God, I hate the feeling of it. Like, I despise the feeling of it. Yeah, because he's just not hard, but she just doesn't want to. She wants to be a fat, white, nasty slob, and then she wants a black man to like her. And it's like she's so nasty. Like, and I don't want to say throw the whole show away, but so far, like, I don't like none of them. Well, I can deal with some people's segment. Some people's segment, okay, I can deal with theirs, but Chantel's stupidity, Jay's emasculate behavior, and Nicole's fatness, and the fact that she has a dirty house and she never cleaned their house, and she keeps getting bigger and bigger on every season. No, those are irking me. And Stevie Wonder can see. You say get some garlic and ginger tea. I don't have any, and I will have to go outside. I'm telling you, I'm quarantining myself because if I go outside, I'm probably going to get sicker. I'm just going to make some honey and lemon tea and then try to cough it out. You going to the beach to snatch some daddies? Are you? Khadijah, we might need to link up when I get back over into that area. We might just need to do that. We might have to coordinate that and link up a little bit. Super 2477, you should. It is interesting. The dynamics of it, it's very interesting. And I think that you should watch it just for it's entertaining. I'll say you won't be bored. You won't be bored when you keep seeing how stupid these people are. If you follow the storyline, you won't be bored. Yeah, I have to go. I will have to go to the store, Yvonne, but I'm gonna. I can't right now. I can't because it's a chemtrail sky. Like what can I do? The sky is literally covered in chemtrail, and that's why I'm getting sick because it's like extreme pollution. And I won't, please, I will never. I mean, in my apartment, I don't get in the community pool anyway. I really don't because I don't really like community pools. But even if I did, I wouldn't do it now. I definitely wouldn't do it now. But I'm just gonna jump off here because I'm getting tired and I need to go drink some honey lemon tea and get the rest of this mucus out. And I'm getting short of breath because I need to go get my inhaler because y'all know how respiratory infections are. And I need to get the rest of this mucus out of here. But for the people who didn't hear the white woman antics, watch the playback and see how dumb that woman is with her foolishness. She needs to have my DMs. Yeah, Yvonne, they do them everywhere, but they do different chemtrails for different reasons and they don't do as much. I think they do the most here. I really think they do the most here because it's where Bill Gates actually is. So I really feel like of course, they're going to test it out here first because this is where he's at. And so I'm about to go cough out this mucus and then get me some tea. So I will catch you guys later. I have content up on YouTube and on Patreon, so you guys can watch those in the meantime. But thanks for watching. I'm about to go cough my throat out. So see you guys next time.